Care for some strawberries? You are probably wondering why I have these, and wondering if there is enough for all of you. There may not be enough, but you already have your own. These are not ordinary strawberries, they are jewels. This one represents sweat. This one represents dirt. This one, I think this is the blazing sun. Oh, and these are aches and pains. In other words, they are my motivators. I am motivated by the sweat that drips from my face under the beating sun. I am motivated by my mother's hands that are slowly losing feeling from years of arduous work in the dirt and fields. And I am motivated by the endless support that I have been given. My name is Brenda Alvarez Lagunas, and I stand before you honored to be the valedictorian of Mulberry Senior High School, class of 2019. My motivation is rooted in fields of strawberries, in the fields of blueberries, cucumbers, sweet potatoes. Yes, my motivation has been rooted in my migrant culture. I am a daughter of 2 farm workers who have worked tirelessly from sunup to sundown. As a young child, I remember being in the fields and watching my parents glazed in sweat and their clothes dripping wet as if it just rained on them. Despite the beaming sun and the body aches and pains, their smiles shone with every bucket of produce they carried. I remember picking crops with them after school or on the weekends, and even I, a young, energetic youth, could not always handle the aches and pains from bending over or the intense heat that embraced us. The moments I remember spending together as a family are stretched thin. As much as my parents wanted to provide their children with attention and care, they could not. Simply because they spent their lives in the fields. I was often left under the care of my older sister, and when the family welcomed 2 new siblings, the caretaker role became mine. My siblings and I did not have the materialistic things that other children had, and we still don't, but what I gained was far more valuable. Instead, my parents gave me special gifts: the gift of a strong work ethic, the gift of resilience, and the will to succeed. A phrase that always touched their lips was, "Tu única salida de este estilo de vida es a través de una educación." Your only way out of this lifestyle is through an education. This lifestyle encompassed homes that were run down, front doors that did not close, no windows, gaps between the floors and walls. But these were the places I called home. We shared the home with other families and were often greeted with unexpected guests: mice, cockroaches, even slugs. Conditions worsened during my 7th grade year when my father was deported. We asked churches and family for aid, but before we knew it, we were swimming in an ocean of debt. The chance of being able to afford a post-secondary education grew slimmer. Current statistics say that I should not make it. I am from a single-parent household and will be the first in my family to graduate from high school. My parents were only able to obtain, thank you. My parents were only able to obtain a 4th grade education, and my older sister Maribel got pregnant and decided to drop out. I have seen firsthand the challenges of not having an education, which is why I use all of these adversities as motivators for myself. I share this with you in the hope that you realize that no matter what stereotypes or statistics are placed on you, you can overcome them. This has been my motivation. Now let's talk about yours. What motivates you? Your motivation may have stemmed from watching your parents take on 2 jobs just to make ends meet, or from growing up in an abusive household, or perhaps from giving up a part of your childhood to care for your younger siblings. Not all motivators include hardships. For some, the thought of a career is motivating enough. Others may dream of being the next NFL draftee. And still, others may simply be motivated by helping others. Although we do not all share the same struggles or motivators, we do share the same sentiments. That is why you and I are here today, graduating. I would like to commend each of you for persevering through your own struggles and for turning your adversities into opportunities. whether that be through a post-secondary education to advance your career choice, or by joining the military and devoting your lives to serving our country. Or maybe you have chosen to immediately enter the workforce and keep this country moving forward. Wherever we end up, Mulberry Senior High School has been our foundation, the common ground for our motivation. Thank you, teachers, paraeducators, guidance counselors, faculty members, and I would like to offer a special thank you to Miss Danny. If it were not for you, this would not have been my story. Lastly, I would like to thank my mother, Maria Lagunas, whom I hope to become at least half the person she is. Mamá, lo hicimos. Me ha enseñado que lo que ningún libro podría. Usted y papá siempre se disculpan por no haber podido hacer mucho por mí, por no haberme dado el estilo de vida que desearon. Pero aprovecho este momento para decirles que la vida que he recibido es la mejor que podría haber pedido. Mientras piscábamos los arándanos juntas, vi cómo movía sus manos, difícilmente agarrando la valla. Sus manos, tan hinchadas y apenas movibles, pero nunca se quejó. De hecho, aún así, usted llenó más cubetas que yo. De todos modos, verla luchar sin quejas es la misma actitud que siempre ha tenido. Es la que me enseñó. A pesar de las dificultades y los desafíos, debo seguir adelante. Aprendí a nunca dejar que las circunstancias definen mi resultado. Y para todos los padres que no pueden ayudar a sus hijos debido a la barrera del idioma, su hijo o hija es excepcional. Por eso hoy se gradúan. Ustedes hicieron lo que pudieron e hicieron mucho más de lo que creen. Sus sacrificios no son en vano. Esto es de parte de todos nosotros. Gracias por darme valores, por enseñarme a ser humilde y por darme la determinación para ser exitosa. No creo que lo exprese lo suficiente, pero aprecio todo lo que ha hecho. Estoy inspirada en su historia y estoy bendecida por tenerte como padre. Te quiero. Strawberries? This one represents the future for you, the class of 2019. And this one represents my future.